Let me say these, ladies and fellas. A man who could bathe with you and be disciplined enough to not touch you is a reassurance for you. I did that with a man. I did that with a man. Listen, I don't listen to Pastor Bryant. Okay?
Gentlemen, don't play with it.
Pastor Bryant is
You're going to mess up.
Listen, he talking to the low functioning men.
Hey, listen.
But the high functioning men who want something bigger than the flesh, because you know that the flesh, he's talking into the low functioning men. But the high functioning men who want something more than just the flesh, because they know that's the cheapest part of a woman, but it'll cause you to pay the biggest price when it goes wrong.
Yeah, but don't go in there cold turkey.
Hold on.
Start meditation first.
Prayer, meditation,
prayer,
and
focus.
yes, and then definitely get your discipline muscle up. But I did that for 1 year because I was celibate for 2 years. I was dating a guy, and almost for about a whole year, we were bathing together, doing all the intimate stuff, nude together, sleeping together with no sex, no touching, none of that. When I say no foreplay of anything, and our intimacy was crazy. We never got to the place of intercourse, of sex. But it heightened our relationship to where sex became so overrated and so secondary for both of us that when we left our dating relationship, it actually enhanced and elevated both of us to a different place. When we spoke on the phone about a year ago, he said, the relationship with you, where I had to have discipline enough to be able to be intimate, but not sexually engaging, has helped me become faithful and committed to the woman I'm married to now.
Wow.
So what I'm saying, fellas, is preparation meets opportunity. And so you don't get a wife and then become faithful. Ooh. Because at that point, it's too late. We're talking about preventative measures that prepare you for the woman you want. So yeah, if you want to pray and fast and meditate first before you think you can get in the bathtub or sleep in a bed nude with the woman with this discipline tactic, do so. But the point is, you got to be able to do it because marriage is for disciplined people. So when that woman cannot satisfy you and she's only at 50% or 70% or 30% some days, what is your discipline tactic you've already practiced to be able to sustain yourself in this marriage? I don't want a man who can't be in a bed with me naked because he's just, on my bones. I don't trust you. And because the man that I'm talking to has shown at least to be so disciplined with me sexually, with me being, a very good looking woman and a nice body when I'm nude, when we're not together and he's traveling, I'm not thinking, well, he can't sustain himself for 5 minutes with me. What's going on when he's out of town? It's a reassurance tool that is really effective, really effective.
When is the right time when you're dating to introduce your children?
Ooh, not in the beginning at all.
Is this the Steve Harvey 90 days? Is it 3 months?
Well, let's here it is. Let's talk about what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Right? You introduce someone to your kids early on. Y'all have a wonderful 2 months. But month 3, you break up, but they have a relationship with your kids. Now you're mad that you have to hurt your kids because they got attached to Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so.
Yes.
And that is a level of pain, if you've ever dated as a parent, that is hard to describe. That I can take the hurt, but I have to tell my kids why so-and-so is not coming around anymore.
Yeah.
And especially if the other person hurt you.
Wow.
They did something to you that made you break up with them.
Yeah.
You not only hurt me, you hurt my kids. Well, 3 months is too soon to introduce to the kids. So what I would say is make sure that you're almost certain that you all are moving towards marriage. If we're talking about kids, right? Y'all are engaged, right? You know of each other, you see of each other, but I would not have them have a relationship because of the likelihood of breaking up, right?
That's powerful.
And just like a married couple, we talked about having that empty nest. If you make the kids the base of your marriage early on, you know how much you're going to argue?
Oh, yeah.
Come on now. You let your son talk to you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or reverse, that ain't your child. Don't talk to them like that.
Right. You need to discipline your son.
Yeah.
Don't tell me how to discipline my son.
Wow.
Well, hold on. As a man, hold on. Wait a minute. As a man, if I'm coming into this, you're telling me I can't discipline your son. No, you're not his father. So early on, before we have a relationship and before you even have a relationship with the kids, and you know this, you do a lot of counseling, we're in an argument about blended family. We're in an argument about co-parenting where that we didn't have the base. We didn't have the substance. We didn't have a solid relationship between the two of us
Right.
before we start talking about and adding an additional element of blended family.
No, that's real. It's powerful.
Were you dating 3 men till you got to him?
Absolutely.
And you knew it?
And they are absolutely.
No,
A
ma'am.
good man. Let me tell you something.
No, ma'am.
Jamal,
No, ma'am.
come on now.
My heart wouldn't be able to take it.
Come on. I'll call
You
the
was like,
I'll call the first lady.
Listen, you would say to Jason, hey, I'm on a date. I'll call you back later.
No. That's disrespectful. I would
Okay.
affirm him first
Yes.
or whatever. I would
Say, Jason, I love you, but you know I'm out right now.
No, I would not. First of all, I'm not picking
So
the
what
phone
would
up
you
on a
say?
date.
Okay. What
I
you
would
say?
if we have the conversation before, because you know men, so you dating other people.
Yes.
I would affirm him and tell him what an amazing man he is and how much fun I have with him.
Mm.
But I have learned over the course of years that I want to spend some time getting to know someone first.
Yes.
And then as we move forward,
Yeah.
see where it ends up. But I'm so looking forward to, oh my gosh, committing to you. You're a great guy. Why wouldn't I? Look, even you baffled.
Oh, I am. Because
I
I'm
would say-
trying to put me in that table across the street.
Even you, and that's what most men are looking, and I just
Yes.
keep smiling. And they like, well, yeah, why wouldn't I? And then if they keep hitting me with something,
Yes.
and you got to remember, I've been doing this.
Yes.
I tell them, I said, you have a daughter? And they go, yeah. I said, so what would you tell your daughter? They met someone, and on the third date, she comes home and she says, Daddy, I think I met him. And I want you to meet him. We've been on about, well, baby, how many dates you been on?
All right.
We've been on like 3 or 4, even if it's 6 or 8.
Yes.
Okay, so hold on. So you've been on 6 or 8 dates and you want me to meet him already? You want to just stop dating other people?
Right.
And then I tell them I'm somebody's daughter too. And then they shut up. Now let me go out here and date all these other people. And you show up in these character traits that I
Yes.
want you to be. You don't even, he doesn't know about the character traits.
Right.
Don't tell him the character traits.
Right.
But you show up in alignment because I'm going to hold myself accountable to everything I want. I'm going to be.
Okay.
But I'm somebody else's daughter.
You got a new book, but I'm stuck here. I'm stuck. Listen, I'm stuck. I got to ask you, as the MVP, as the franchise player,
Yes.
as the head coach,
Yes.
how you rotate the 3 off and then add a new one on.
Well,
And this double standard,
yes.
Stacii,
Okay.
the double standard
Okay. I know it is.
is as your brother, if I would have said to you,
Mhm.
hey, man,
Mhm.
I'm dating 3 women, you'd be like, oh, Jamal, we need to pray for you.
No, I would not.
Oh,
I would,
yeah.
because if you were dating, no.
Yes.
If it was in the beginning and these women had not aligned with your character traits,
Yes.
now if they have aligned and you still out here dating, I'm like, well, brother, we do need to talk. What is the problem?
But you're not saying that to the women.
Absolutely, I
Okay, I
said.
just want to make sure.
Oh,
it's consistent.
absolutely. I
Okay.
have male clients. Yes.
Do you?
Absolutely. I got a doctor right now in New York that swears by me. Yep, psychiatrist.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I got businessmen. I'm for the relationship.
Yes.
I want this to work because I do believe it takes 2 people, man and woman, as
Yes.
far as in what I teach, right?
Yes.
To make this thing work, right? I'm not against any other, but I talk to where my heart comes from. And that is because my mother married 5. You got to remember, everything
Yes.
goes back to my mom. My mom married 5 men, 5 of them for love. My grandmother, 3 of them for money.
Yes.
And I'm in the middle, right? So I'm not against anybody else and how they date,
So
but
what are you
Right.
marrying for?
I'm marrying for commitment. I'm
Yes.
marrying for compatibility.
Yes.
I'm marrying for, this man is every one of my character traits.
All 15.
All 15. And
Wow.
and let me tell you, the thing
Yes.
about it is, I know what they are. They're not in a book. You want to hear them? Dependable, inspiring, complimentary, enhancing, provider, loves God, protector, honors me, cherishes me, caring, understanding, and trustworthy.
We got the same list.
Look at that, brother.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Tell me,
Mhm.
and I haven't asked you,
Yeah.
tell me the difference between the Married Karri 1.0, meaning your first time,
Yeah.
and the second time.
Yeah. I think that's such a good question. The main thing is that I'm more self-aware.
Mhm.
So I think I was, 25, 26
Yeah.
when I got married the first time. I didn't have really any indication of who I was.
Yeah.
And let me say, I didn't fully believe
that's the one area that I think I experienced imposter syndrome because I didn't think that I was fully worthy of marriage.
Wow.
I didn't see it growing up. My ex-husband came from both parents, you know, pretty healthy household. And because that was not what I saw, I didn't think that I had the capacity to really offer that. And so now, though, you know.
Now you walk in the authority and the strength that remains.
The strength that remains.
There's no shadow of turning.
But I think more of that is having had the opportunity to be more developed as a woman. And being able to, and it's not that I, you know, don't have my own insecurities now. I'm just able to identify them, address them, and manage them in a certain type of way. But definitely, I think more wisdom, more grace, more experience at this point. Definitely a closer relationship with the Father. I don't always get it right, but I think I think a greater level of maturity, I'll just say, that has happened. And so, you know, I think it has impacted the way in which I engage every part of my body. I know, my mind, I know, my flaws, I know, you know, so all of those things matter, I think, this time around. And I'm clearer about what love is, what commitment is. What loyalty is, you know, all of those things. I don't think I fully wrapped my mind around the first time. I think I was just doing what I was taught to do, which is you go to school, you graduate, you get a good job, and you get married. Not realizing at the time, I had no idea. There are things that I knew God would do in my life, but I had no idea where I was going. And so I didn't choose a spouse for where I was going. I chose for where I was and a good life that I'd hoped to have. And so
As Kamala Harris didn't get married till after 40.
Yep.
And so people have these invisible timelines of this winter wonderland that really does not exist. And it's got to be recalibrated when the data says that this generation is waiting until they accomplish stuff successfully and personally before they look into stuff romantically.
Absolutely.
So what would you say to a 29-year-old who's now having hypertension that nobody putting a ring on it by the time they're 30?
Well, I believe that also when they go to the doctor's office, a lot of that comes from that. If you're desiring to have kids and you want to do it within the confines of marriage, that they're hearing doctors that say, "Hey, if you don't have kids by the age of 35, now you know those eggs begin to decrease, and you need to consider freezing your eggs." So there's a real live timeline when it comes to that. When it comes to marriage and relationships, I do believe that people should be. It's kind of hard because, while I do know that people are getting married, and I read the statistics that people are desiring marriage later on in life, and the next generation has learned to accomplish those things that they desire, and then they say that they're going to have the stronger marriages because they have the tools to help give the framework that we weren't given. We were just, it's better to marry than to burn with lust. Go get married to somebody. And that wasn't sustainable. But they have tools and education and podcasts to watch and books to read, TV shows to watch to help strengthen their marriage. And so they're putting their career in front of marriage. But I believe that that's a good and bad as well, because it's an interesting thing. And I was talking to a friend about this the other day. They say it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. What happens is that the longer you become single, you get married, it's hard to, marriage is about compromise. And so if you get 35, 40 years old and you've accomplished whatever it is that you've accomplished, and then you get this other person into your life, and then you have a tendency to be like, well, hold on, I already got this. I don't need you coming in and messing up this. I posted a window of my house a couple of months ago, and it was just a window, and I said, I'm preparing a place for my future wifey. And as I'm decorating my home and all that, women comment and said, well, what you gonna leave for her to do? And that's just on my home. It's just saying, as if she can't move an item, she can't change out a couch or whatnot, or paint a wall. They just saying, what are you gonna leave for her to do? And I believe that from a subtextual standpoint, from a mental standpoint, when you become single and you've mastered singleness for so many years that it's going to be hard for you to invite someone else's opinion, someone else's lifestyle into your life because you've become so acclimated in that. And you have a tendency not to be so patient with somebody coming into your life because they'll come to your life. You be like, you don't even want to work through a lot of stuff. You be like, hold on, you changed it too much. Listen, I don't need you. Right. Listen, I was fine without you. And you hear the stuff, I can do bad all by myself. Yeah. You know, and it's just it's a give and take with it. But I believe that we shouldn't be so pressured in it, but we also have to be intentional as well.
Recognizing that there are 4 things that I must always pay attention to.
Hold on, y'all write these 4 things down. Write these 4 things down. What are the 4 things?
These are 4 things.
Yes.
The 4 threats. The lack of respect. The lack of communication. The lack of forgiveness. And confusing sex with intimacy.
Woo! Y'all didn't get it. Give them 4 again. Run right, let a river run through it.
Respect.
Yes.
Forgiveness.
Yes.
Communication. Confusing sex with intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
I got a baby by my ex-wife, so it's obvious we were having sex.
Yeah.
But I bet you that a lot of times it wasn't intimate.
Mm.
And see, for men, the intimacy comes at the end. For women, the intimacy starts in the beginning.
Yeah.
And so in order for us not to confuse the two, I say in the book, intimacy actually means intimacy.
Yeah.
Like see into me. Like, who am I? Well, I can't love Shawnee properly if I don't find out how dear Nelson and her daddy raised her.
Yeah.
My wife's father was all about her. Anything she went through, he was coming in with a cape.
Right.
So some of our struggles in the beginning is that she would go through something and I would walk in casually. She felt like that wasn't love because I didn't jump over a building in a single bound.
Right.
Because I didn't, I wasn't stronger than steel and tougher than a bullet because that's how he showed up. So once I recognized how she was loved.
That's powerful.
Then I had to transpose and use her father's love as a part of how I showed up so that she could feel safe.
Yeah, that respect is a heavy one in relationships that a lot of people don't really unpack.
What do you mean?
I was talking to my fiance and I said to her, it was easy for me to shift because it was easy for me to deal with women who didn't respect themselves.
So, guys, every time y'all see me do something like this, like, that mean this dude done just blew my head. Wow, I always say, man, you're absolutely brilliant, man. You're
That's
absolutely
why you're my
brilliant.
friend. You got words of affirmation. Thank you, sir.
Say that again, though. Like,
I'm saying a lot of, when we look at respect from a man's voice or in a podcast platform, is she gonna respect me? But a lot of men are looking for women who don't respect themselves.
Wow.
Yeah, because you're not even running game. They are willing. There are no requirements. There's no expectation. Bet.
I'm with it.
Yeah, you not mad I might call you back? I ain't got to take you nowhere. We ain't going to eat.
I bet your fiance say, don't call me if you don't want to.
Listen. I told her, Keion Turner, I want on record
the whole
for
name.
the Guinness Book of World Records, is the first woman to ever block me in my life.
Ain't that something, bro?
Listen, I was traumatized.
Listen, why we always go for the ones that block us?
Listen.
My wife told me, I tried to call her one day. She said, oh, no, you can't call me yet because I'm better experienced in person.
Listen, I was Denzel Washington. You gonna do this to me? I'm writing up all of y'all.
Ain't got nothing.
Ain't no way. I mean, on all platforms.
Wow.
I had people from Nigeria call from WhatsApp. I had to find somebody to build me an underground railroad. Say,
Wow.
oh no, this is gonna require work.
But look at that. The opposite,
Listen,
a lazy love.
listen.
You worked.
You should have had me do the four.
You should have did the
I
four.
should have did the four.
If I had known you was blocked, I would have called you.
Put me on the audio book. But that respect is so important. And men have to understand you will not be respected because you are a male. You're only respected after you perform.
Wow.
Are you worthy to? A woman who respects you will submit to you. She don't respect it, and respect is not connected to how much money you make or what your position or what your title. Respect is there something in you that is admirable?
That's good.
Yeah, there's something in you that makes me salute. Yeah. And if you're not making me salute, you're going to make me swear. Yes, we want respect. For us, Keion, respect is don't complain. And I've been working all day. I don't want to hear this.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
and
it is not a complaint. It took me 50 years to find the difference between a complaint and a concern.
That's great, man.
Because I saw them as the same thing. Anything you saying of me that requires work, effort, and energy is a complaint.
You know, that's amazing you say that because you bring to mind some conversations my wife and I have, and I'll say, well, baby, I didn't know I did anything wrong. And she'll say, I didn't say you did nothing wrong because I heard complaint.
Yes.
When she was voicing concern.
Yes.
And she said, you didn't, what do you keep getting this right and wrong from? Didn't nobody do nothing wrong? I'm just telling you what I saw.
Yeah.
And you just said that, just brought together to my memory a conversation we had not too long ago.
How hard is it to get, I don't know which number the 4 this is to deal with forgiveness?
So here's what I say in Lazy Love about forgiveness. I know y'all might disagree with me.
Anytime there's a disclaimer, buckle up.
I already know y'all gonna disagree. The word forgiveness.
Yes.
Can I look at him and talk to them?
Yes, talk to him.
So the
Slide
word
your chair over.
All right. Forgiveness. The word for, it's not F-O-U-R, it's F-O-R, because it's adjacent to where we get forehead. So the forehead comes before anything on my body. It's at the top. Okay.
Wow.
So in order for me to forgive, I have to be a forgiver before I'm offended.
Wow.
If I wait until I am offended to try to forgive, that's called trauma and unforgiveness. You can't build a house in a hurricane. You got to build it before.
Yeah.
And so forgiveness in our days has become a difficult exercise. It's because we walk around offended all day. And the Bible talks about how we take offense, how we're not offended, but we take offense.
Yeah.
And so we're all offended. So everybody's all wound up, right? But I got to decide now, how many times will you forgive? 70 times 7. So that calculation, that mathematical equation exists prior to I've been offended that many times.
Right.
So what's one of the rules of this relationship? That we will forgive each other no matter what. That's decided. That's already decided.
Yeah.
It ain't up for negotiation.
Yeah.
That's already predetermined. So forgiveness is only difficult when you're trying to build a plane in the air. If we make sure that when we have in our conversations, and I believe that difficult conversations should happen in good times.
No, that's great.
The worst time to have a serious conversation is when we're both mad. When it's like having a contract. Like
I'm a living witness. He's all right.
let's talk about this while we're good.
Yeah.
Let's find out. All right, if the company dissolves, who gets 51%, who gets 49%. Let's do it before we get into arbitration. The contract protects the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So if we build the contract prior to building the relationship, then forgiveness can happen before and not in. I think that's one of the best ways. And then I'll say this lastly about forgiveness. My definition, or my working definition for forgiveness, is remembering the incident without being distraught because of the pain. When I can remember what happened and not visit those feelings again and fall completely apart,
Yes.
then that is a sign that I have gotten on the track to forgiveness.
That's great.